We've got 3 SEC teams still in the college football playoff. We're going to hand out some gifts to our SEC friends. It's a holiday edition of the SEC Squad, and it starts right now.
You're talking ball with the SEC Squad. From Alabama to Tennessee, from Georgia to Oklahoma, from Auburn to Texas, it's the local experts of the Locked On Podcast Network bringing you scoops, breakdowns, and the most comprehensive preview of the upcoming SEC weekend. It's the SEC Squad, and we have a seat for you. Hurt feelings and thin skin are prohibited. Squad up, you're part of the SEC Squad.
And what's up, everybody? Welcome into the SEC Squad. Sit back, grab your favorite eggnog, and join us as we get you ready for another week talking all things SEC on this holiday edition. Happy holidays to you and your own, and hopefully you guys are in the cheerful spirit like all of our panel here is. And hey, thank you guys for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network out there. Let's welcome in our panel. Returning from his long trek away from us is Zach Blackerby, Locked On Auburn, Corey Burton from Locked On Vandy, Stephen Willis from Locked On Ole Miss, and Luke Robinson from Locked On Bama. I am Chris Gordy from Locked On SEC. Gentlemen, how are you? Welcome in.
What's good?
Great. Merry Christmas, everybody.
It is a Christmas edition, and I thought we'd have a little bit of fun. We'll give out some gifts in a minute and kind of be in the cheerful spirit, but I did want to start here, guys, and as we welcome in our guy Jay Smith, who is dressed up as a reindeer.
That's a reindeer. Wow.
Yeah.
So festive.
Yeah, very festive. Rudolph and everything.
I
Guys,
think you meant to go to Locked On Furries.
Oh, dang it. Is the rock not it? My bad. Sorry, Gordy. We're all here just, throwing you off. Please continue.
let's get into it because we do have 3 SEC teams remaining. We did say goodbye to both Oklahoma and Texas A&M this past weekend, but Alabama, Georgia, and Ole Miss still alive. We got our Bama and our Ole Miss guys here, but just throw it out there, guys. Want to kick it around. Which SEC team do you think, in your opinion, are you rolling with to win it all this postseason?
Georgia.
I think there's a strong argument for Georgia, and I think there's a strong argument for Alabama.
I'm going to tell you right now, as an Alabama guy, I still see a lot of flaws. That game Friday night, I was there. It was a ton of fun. It was a wild scene, electric atmosphere. I thought the weather was good for the most part. I mean, it was just everything you wanted. I mean, off topic a little bit, I would say it was a great argument for not being a bye team. It being a home playoff team, that is the place to be. You get all the economic impact, and hopefully you get the win. In this case, it wasn't a win for Oklahoma, but it was just fantastic to be there. Really enjoyed it. That said, Alabama still got a lot of things they have to work on. I still don't have my voice back, and
good.
The special teams, while they did some really nice things the other day, I still am not 100% bought in on things like Connor Talty or our punting game, which had some flaws the other night too. So I feel like Georgia's more well-rounded, but I do feel like Alabama certainly got a chance to win this thing.
Yeah, and as they said in the movie Major League, I'm Willie up right now. So I think the winner of the Sugar Bowl is going to win the national championship. And right now I'm thinking Ole Miss is going to win the national championship. And I have not had one drink tonight. Yes.
Let's go, Steven.
I love it. Yeah. Root for your team. I'm here for that. I think Georgia right now to me is the most complete as far as SEC goes. I think Ole Miss is right there next to them. That game is going to be, to me, I'm kind of in Steven's in agreement there. I need to see the winner of that game is probably going to be the one that can go the furthest. I think Alabama's got to figure out that run game. They got to be able to kill that clock. That to me is probably the one thing that's going to hurt them against some of these other teams.
We've said that for the last 3 months, though, and it hasn't really hurt.
They've been hard to kill. I'm going to give them on that. Same thing with Oklahoma. We were hard to kill without having a true run game or even a true offense in general. And our offense actually showed up for a week, and then everything else fell apart. But I do think that as you get to the more complete teams that you're going to go up against, that's where things are going to get a little bit more critical. The Indiana game is going to be fun. I expect that to be low scoring, a lot lower than what we saw in the Oklahoma-Alabama game, it may actually be closer to the Miami-Texas A&M game, which is what we thought Oklahoma-Alabama was going to be. I think it's going to be 2017-ish type area. So killing that clock is going to be critical. Now, I think Daniel Hill can do it. Jam Miller looked a lot better than he did before. I mean, he didn't as productive, but he looked a little bit better. But Daniel Hill, to me, is probably the X factor for Bama. If they get him rolling, they probably do have a chance.
I'll say this about Daniel Hill and Jam Miller. While I appreciate both their efforts, and Daniel Hill has been, I mean, one of the best players on the team coming down the stretch. There were a couple of times in that Oklahoma game where I saw, for instance, I remember one, Jimmy and I talked about it on Locked on Bama, that Jam Miller makes the cut and there's a hole and he doesn't hit the hole fast enough, maybe because he can't. And he's for maybe a 1 yard gain. And Jimmy and I both agreed, you know, if EJ Crowell is here next year and doing that same thing, he's going to score a touchdown on that play. It's just you not only have to have the hole, you also have to have the back that knows when to turn on the jets and to have the jets to be able to turn on. And for instance, that long run by Daniel Hill, that 40-yard run, I think somebody like a EJ Crowell would probably have housed that. I'm not mad at Daniel Hill or Jam Miller. They both bring a lot to the table that I appreciate. I'm just saying, as far as a true prototype running back that can score from anywhere, I don't think those two guys have that particular characteristic.
And how weird is it to watch an Alabama game to where that running back doesn't exist in the backfield?
Wild. Would have never. Who's amongst us would have thought that would ever happen?
Because most Alabama teams, that dude takes it to, like, every Alabama team leading up to this year, that dude takes it. You know, that Daniel Hill run is a house call.
Aren't we thinking of Nick Saban Alabama teams? This is Kalen DeBoer Alabama.
No. Like Sean Alexander. I mean, they always seem to have that dude.
That's a throwback.
And this does still have some, Nick Saban fingerprints on it. So, I think that they're right. I mean, Sean Alexander, even Ken Darby would break one off every now and again. They've had some Dennis Riddle that probably predates most of you, but they've all
Bobby
had
Humphrey.
And this particular year, they just don't have that dude.
Glenn Coffey. How about him?
Glenn Coffey.
Yeah.
There you go.
He played 1 year in the NFL and was just like, I'm going to retire now.
I think he went into the military.
It's a lot like Auburn running backs. They play a year and then they're gone. So
if they even get there, yeah. No, we've had a nice run. We've had a nice run at running backs. I'm not really giving Indiana much of a shot at all against Alabama.
They're the favorite.
I don't think they should be.
Alabama's got more dudes. I'll give you that. They've got more dudes. I really believe that. And part of me is saying that Georgia has the better shot at winning the Natty, because I don't want to jinx it, because, hey, look, I spent 55% of the Oklahoma-Alabama game in the concourse because we were playing better when I was down there versus when I was in the stands. I just believe in that type of stuff. Call me crazy. I'm going to sit here and say I had something to do with the comeback win.
Yeah, you would think you're that important. That doesn't shock me at all.
I love it. that you were in the concourse for that. No, it's funny how Indiana, full of JMU players, is really out here terrorizing college football.
Could we have two better quarterbacks too, like Mendoza and Ty Simpson, just two good dudes?
Yeah.
Like they always start with, thoughts or praising their savior, and I mean just like two genuinely good dudes that whoever wins, you'll be happy for that guy.
And I have a hard time thinking about, like, Fernando Mendoza transferred to Indiana from Cal, but he's actually originally from Miami.
Yeah.
And it's the guy's just going all the way around the country. It's amazing.
The next year he's going to be playing for the Dolphins, so it's going to be a full circle. So there you go. But
I'm with Corey. I took Georgia. Corey, you're rolling with Georgia.
I'm rolling with Georgia. Yeah, I just think they're the most complete team out there, and I think they're going to get it done again against Ole Miss.
No, give me UGA as well.
Nope.
Zach, who'd you pick?
Yep.
I'll go with Steven. Steven's optimism has me fired up.
Okay.
I love it. It's beautiful.
I mean, if you talk about the storyline of Ole Miss winning a championship without Lane Kiffin,
it would be a movie. It would be a Disney movie within 10 years.
And Luke, you're rolling with the Tide.
No, I mean, I'm really picking Georgia, and I'm saying that from a real place, but also I don't want to jinx us place. I think Alabama's got a shot here. I've loved this side of the bracket. I respect Indiana. I really do. Last year, I didn't respect them so much. This year, I respect them a lot more. They obviously are pretty doggone good. And while I think Alabama probably has a collection of better players, I think Indiana has some incredible chemistry, and they know who they are. And that's super important when you're trying to win a championship. That said, I think Alabama, I would rather play Indiana than Ohio State. I would, because I want to go against the team that I think doesn't have as many dudes. And I know Indiana beat Ohio State. You don't have to tell me that. I know. I'm just saying, by the by, I would rather play Indiana than Ohio State. And then I would rather play Oregon/Texas Tech than I would Georgia if Georgia makes it that far. So if you're trying to make it for your best path to the national championship, I like Alabama's path.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's what I'm saying. That's all.
One thing that's interesting about this, first of all, it would be Bud Elliott is praying Indiana loses this because his blue chip ratio thing would be completely destroyed if Indiana wins the national title.
Yes.
And second of all, nobody mentioned Ohio State when talking about the playoffs. They might have the most talented roster in all of the land, and nobody even is mentioning them. And I don't know if that's because Indiana beat them, because Ryan Day took over play calling from Brian Hartline, all of that stuff. I don't know, but Ohio State not getting a mention is interesting, at least.
It's interesting too, quickly, guys, on, look, I represent the SEC. I want the SEC to get back to supremacy and win a championship. I personally, I don't care who wins it, just somebody wins it. But if the Big Ten wins it again, look, you guys are out there in those streets. You're going to have to stand up for the SEC a little bit when people start saying, "Oh, the Big Ten, the SEC, you're a thing of the past." It's the Big Ten league now.
Hey, the SEC, a school in the SEC just took the head coach from my team. The SEC can burn.
And you're right about that. And I hate to admit it, but I think it can turn very, very quickly, because I do think, again, overall, the SEC has more good teams, no matter what Danny Cannell or Tim Brando or Nicole Auerbach wants you to believe. I know they like you to believe that James Madison could come in this league and kick butt, but I just don't think that's the case. I think it is the SEC and the Big Ten, and it's okay that the Big Ten has Michigan and Ohio State back-to-back. If Indiana were to win it this year, though, yeah, you'd have to say right now Big Ten's number one, and I hate to say that.
Yeah, I just want to go on the record. Like, I don't care. I don't. I want Alabama to lose. I want Georgia to lose. Like, I just burn. Yeah, I don't care.
Conference pride overrated.
Just let Texas win it, I guess, at that point, right?
No, hell no. That's definitely not.
None of y'all were upset that Texas A&M didn't represent. I was. I mean, I didn't even bet on them. I just was like,
hey, man, I was upset that game sucked.
And everybody talks about.
I loved it.
People talk about three phases of the games. Like, both Texas A&M and Miami left their special teams at home that day.
Oh, that was bad.
I was at the game, and I saw Josh Pate in the press box at halftime, and it was 0-0. And I said, "You sicko, you're probably loving this." He goes, "I'm drooling watching this." So I thought that was funny. Go ahead, Jay.
No, yeah, I was hoping that, first off, the committee purposely set this up to where the SEC teams would face each other. They want to make sure that they could find a way to eliminate as many ACC teams as possible initially. And then from there, then they can talk about the supremacy of, the Big Ten once they face each other later in the semifinals. Well, if all the Big Ten teams made it, well, who they play, right? Like, that's kind of be the big question. So I need Bama to go ahead and knock off Indiana. That would put a smile on my face. It'll make the pain hurt a little bit less. Then I honestly, between Georgia and Ole Miss, doesn't matter. I love to see Steven happy, so Ole Miss going will be great. I do feel like Georgia's going to probably end up winning that game a second time. I just feel like they're so close. It's so hard to judge that one. But it'd be great if two of them make it into the semifinals. Then we really wouldn't hear as much as, everybody's thought that you would hear about the Big Ten or whatnot. I need Miami to lose. Just knock them off Ohio State. Just get that over with. put them to
And
sleep.
then Oregon, Texas Tech.
I really don't care about that game. But you know what? I like Dan Lanning. He's a lunatic. So let me go ahead and give Dan Lanning his love. I don't want Tech to do anything, even though I really like Joey McGuire. I don't want anything from the Big 12 to ever be successful ever again.
When we return,
him not sending Texas Tech to the Cotton Bowl is a crime against humanity.
Should be.
Because, they should be in the Cotton Bowl because that means something to Texas Tech fans. They should not be going to the Orange Bowl.
When we return, guys, it's the holiday season. We're in the giving spirit. We're going to give some gifts out when we return right here on our Locked On SEC Squad Holiday Edition. Hey, well, first, I want to remind everybody about our friends over at FanDuel. Of course, throughout the rest of this NFL season, and of course, the college football playoffs. They got all the action up there at FanDuel. And let me bring you guys the latest lines. Ole Miss versus Georgia. Georgia's still sitting over a touchdown favorite, UGA -7.5, and Alabama a 6.5-point underdog to Indiana. Both of those lines are up there for you right now at FanDuel.com. The spirit moves you this holiday season. You never signed up before. You want to go take advantage and get signed up. Please go do so at FanDuel.com. And, of course, you can bet on all the games throughout the rest of this NFL season. And live betting makes it even more fun. You can get in the action in the middle of all these games going on. FanDuel.com. Go get signed up today and celebrate the new year the right way over at FanDuel.com. All right, gents, we dive back into it. I was trying to figure out a way to do this. We want to give out some gifts to some friends of ours in the SEC. And so I was going to pose the question, if you could gift anything to any SEC school or member, what would it be? And, I got a feeling sometimes you just want to give out a lump of coal. I feel like Steven might be handing out some coal to a certain coach this holiday season.
I mean, Zach is definitely giving out coal. That's kind of his MO, if you really think about it.
You think?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You think?
Oh, yeah. You want to watch the conference burn? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Who are you giving coal to?
It's really just like, I'm never going to pull from my rivals.
Yeah.
Like,
fair.
Like, if Oklahoma would have kept winning, like, that would have been fine. I probably would have pulled for Oklahoma this weekend.
But never Texas. Never Texas.
Never.
Yeah,
I think all of y'all hate Texas.
I don't care about
now,
Texas one way or the
which
other.
I appreciate.
Zach, by the way, Texas was a big winner, because A&M and Oklahoma both lose. That had to make them happy, which, again, another reason to have pulled for Texas A&M. I'm just saying.
Zach, you could send some golf balls to Hugh Freeze. That would be a good holiday gift.
I'm sure he's got plenty. He can certainly afford them. Goodness gracious. You can buy the best golf equipment you can buy.
Send him some Pro V1s. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's do it this way. I'll throw out. We'll run through each school very quickly, and if you got an idea of a gift you want to give, just jump in. And Luke, we'll start with Alabama. Is there a gift you want to give Alabama this holiday season?
Well, how about I give one to our fans? I want to be like the fourth wise man here. I don't have any gold or frankincense or myrrh. I'm fresh out of myrrh. I hadn't had myrrh in like weeks. I got to go to the Myrrh Mart and get some. But I would give our fans knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge and wisdom that 10-2 is the new 12-0. 10-2 is the new 12-0. If you're 10-2 in this conference, you will get in the playoffs. So while I hate losing games too, just like the rest of us, and I've been conditioned that you can't lose games by Nick Saban, but 10-2 always gets you in the playoffs. And if you're always 10-2 and you're in the SEC, you're in. So don't worry about
a standard dropping at Alabama right before our very eyes.
I mean, Vanderbilt begs to differ, but yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fair point.
The gift that I would give Alabama.
I'm saying to our fans.
The gift I would give Alabama and hand out was the ability to count on 75 yards rushing per game. That is the gift I would give, because imagine how good they could be if they could count on that. No matter who they were playing, they could get at least 75 yards per game. They would be a very good team.
I was trying to be realistic, Steven, but if you want to go that way, go for it.
Hey,
yeah, Stevenson's not all over the place on that one.
We can let Harvey Updike out of prison. That could be a gift.
Or out of the ground, right?
Oh, that's right. He passed away. R.I.P.
Gosh.
Is this Halloween gift?
How about Arkansas?
Who said
you guys...
off the ground? Who said that?
What are we doing? That's terrible.
You guys got anything for Arkansas?
A new conference?
I wish them all of the offensive luck I just want them to keep the offenses going. I don't even care about the defense.
For John Neighbor's sake, we need Arkansas to get better, right? Like,
I hope they do.
No, actually,
at this point, right?
I think we thoroughly enjoy him kind of imploding.
So I love his Eeyore routine.
Exactly. So to me, just give me a good offense and a bunch of losses to go with.
No, we're burying the lead here. How about we wish that Bobby Petrino get into another scandal now at North Carolina so they can laugh at him there.
That would be a good one.
On a motorcycle with Bill Belichick's wife.
Bonus gift.
Yeah. No, not even on a motorcycle this time. This time he's in the cart, like Batman
motorcycle in the
next to the motorcycle.
In the triangle.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a world if Petrino hits on Jordan Hudson? What would happen? My goodness.
Oh God. I don't know. I know you don't live very much, Superman, but if you're up there, please make that happen.
Alphabetical order. How about Auburn? Somebody want to give a gift to Auburn? Zach?
Yeah. Let's get a top quarterback in the portal. We're certainly tied to Byron Brown. That and keeping Cam Coleman. Those would be two great gifts.
And like a 1-year supply to the app that you can upload your golf scores to Alex Galesh.
That's the old guy.
Yeah, Alex Galesh, not a golfer. Not worried about that with him for sure.
Anybody want to give a gift to Florida, the Florida Gators?
Well,
running back coach.
They don't have a running back coach yet?
Jaden Ball, yeah.
They need to retain Jaden Ball. Texas is coming hard.
Yeah, Buster's got some work to do down there.
A lot of work.
But Florida, I don't know what I would give Florida.
Yeah, it's really tough because Florida is the team that should have everything. Like, what do you get the team that has everything? But it's not your fault that they keep screwing it up. I mean, they had
humility. Give them humility.
So long.
I guess for Buster's sake, give them Aaron Philo at quarterback.
That seems to be happening.
Is he an SEC starter, you think?
I have no idea, but he seems.
There's no way they go into the season with like him as the guy, right?
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, DJ Lagway wasn't an SEC starter last year. I mean, they haven't had a true SEC starter in about 5-6 years now.
It's been quite a while.
I feel that.
Anthony Richardson was he that?
Sort of.
Georgia Bulldogs. You want to give a gift to Kirby?
No, absolutely not.
Muzzle.
Underground fan.
Driving lessons.
I would like to gift them
Uber
gift cards. Yeah.
Uber gift cards.
That's it.
Uber gift cards is what it is.
The Kentucky Wildcats. You want to give them a gift?
Give them a basketball.
Yeah, a nice little hoop.
Give them some free passes at Keeneland. I don't know.
Yeah, one of those like small hoops you can like hang on your door in your office.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe get Will Stein a 6-pack since it feels like he just turned drinking age. So
how old is he?
He's 34, 35.
He's like
back in 3 years. He'll look 58.
Yeah.
It is wild.
In 3 years, you'll look at him. He looks like Mark Stoops. It's like, whoa.
Like the SEC, I always used to think of like all these old coaches, and now it's like guys in their 30s and 40s. Now we're getting younger here. They're all younger than Luke now. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
And Brent Venables is the oldest one. That's like the craziest thing to me. Did not realize.
Is he really?
Yes, he's the oldest coach in SEC at
55, I think, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
At 55 years old.
55 is the oldest.
Steven, I'll next school, I'll let you do the honors of give LSU a gift.
I would give them the gift of humility and basically to realize that they spent $20 million this year on a 7-5 team. Give them the knowledge and understanding of what happened. And hopefully they will sit there and understand that Kevin Smith was the running backs coach for Ole Miss in 2024 that started a 5th string wide receiver at running back against Ford in the biggest game in their school's history. So give them that.
Okay.
Seems like LSU and Ole Miss are giving each other a lot of gifts this
oh my gosh. They are so incestuous. There's 17 coaches already to this point that have changed over from one to the other.
I can't wait for them to play each other next year. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a movie. It is September 19th. Game day should just go ahead and announce it.
Yep.
The Governors are exchanging Christmas cards too, apparently. So that's good.
My favorite part of that, by the way, is Jeff Landry kept talking about LSU. Oh, the person that built this team is going to be in the playoff next year. A team from Louisiana was in the game. And Jeff Landry would not acknowledge Tulane throughout that whole process.
Yeah, but LSU's the state school. Nobody roots for Tulane. No, Tulane people weren't even rooting for Tulane.
He went to ULL.
No, it's true, but LSU's the moneymaker in the state. So that's where
He
a lot
was
of
on
people
fire tonight.
A lot of
He's
people
on
thought
fire.
Ole Miss is next, guys. Anybody want to give them anything?
Some peace.
I mean, seriously, a win over LSU next year.
And a win over LSU next
just
year.
Get that.
Win over Georgia. How about that?
No. I mean, what would you, Steve, which one would you rather have, really? I mean, like, you can have one.
A win over Georgia, bar none.
Right.
Bar none. Because I do realize if Lane wins that game, he's going to spend the rest of eternity trolling Ole Miss, but he's going to do that anyway. So take the win over Georgia, and then you're in the driver's seat for a potential championship. Yeah, you take the bird in the hand right now.
How about this, Steven? If I told you Ole Miss would go 9-3 next year but lose to LSU, or you go 6-6 and beat LSU, which one would you take?
9-3.
Okay.
Yeah.
7-5.
Yeah. Don't give
Good
him
records
power.
are always better
I love
than
it.
bad.
Do I hear 7-5?
Sold.
Can I go 7-5?
7-5.
7-5 with a win. Yeah.
I have a feeling if Ole Miss went 6-6 or 7-5, there would be a lot of people on the Locked On Network around SEC land that would be in my comments to let me know about it.
Oh, that's yeah.
Oh, viewers.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that happens when you lose games you're not supposed to. People find your videos 100%. That happens.
Let's pick this up, guys. Mississippi State. Anything you want to give them this holiday season?
Jackson Arnold.
Oh, okay.
So
I like
you played
You
Dirty
wish
Santa.
that on somebody?
It's like, I don't want it anymore. Here.
You're gonna wish that on somebody else.
I listen.
You did?
Egg
You
bowl.
did to me. You sold me on the whole. Yeah, he's gonna do great there. He's gonna. Be
I
fine.
told you that there were questions about JA,
Did I
but
mention
Like,
the
why is
receivers?
he
You're like,
here?
Yeah,
What
he's
is he
gonna be
doing?
fine. He's gonna be fine.
I always said that if he sat for a year, he'd be fine. That was where
Yeah, it was more John that was higher on him.
John is an apologist.
that
I was
more
never.
John
I think
an
you
apologist.
misspoke. You meant to say if he sat 4 years, he'd be fine.
No, I think if
That's
he
what he
sits
said,
on
yeah.
the bench 1 year, I think he'd be better. But no one's gonna do it.
And Hugh Freeze is pretty notorious for playing games with the quarterback's head. And if you're not in a headspace to handle that,
Yeah,
he can break you pretty easily.
Yeah.
He did it with Bo Wallace. He did it with Chad Kelly when they were at Ole Miss. And
Let's move on. He's no longer here. Let's move on.
We'll pick this up in
Let
just a second when we return. All right, Locked On SEC Squad Edition rolling on here. We're giving out some gifts for this holiday season. It's a holiday edition of our squad show. And guys, we're running through the SEC. Next up, and Zach, I think you guys know the perfect answer for this. If we wanted to give a gift to our friends up in Como, the University of Missouri, there's only one thing we can give them this holiday season.
Yeah, let's give him some rocks.
Yes.
Definitely.
They're redoing that end zone, right? Didn't John share that with us?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
let's
The
give him some
the
rocks.
Rock should be back next year,
That's
according to
huge.
John.
a big
That's
pile
huge.
of rocks. Just rocks for days.
It's a huge pile of rocks.
I love John, and I had pretty decent time on my trip to Missouri. That place felt naked without those rocks. I can tell you that.
It just wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same.
I kept looking.
When it gets when they come back, it's gonna rock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh my God. Let's go to Oklahoma next. Anybody, Jay, you got a gift for the Sooners?
I want to hear what everybody else going to give.
Since Brent Venables is the oldest coach in the SEC, maybe a walking cane. I don't know.
That's a good one.
I was actually going to ask for Tate Sandell to give a gift of the grows a back because
Dang,
that was bad.
that hurts.
What about
Wow.
what about a rule book? Because obviously when they played Auburn, he didn't know all the rules.
Or maybe we can give Ben Arbuckle an edition of the original Tecmo Bowl and make him play with 2 running plays.
Oh,
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
All good suggestions.
Is John Mateer coming back, Jay?
As of right now, there's a debate. He may go. He may not. So
Where's he
we'll
going?
see.
Go where? Where would he go?
NFL draft. The draft has a weak quarterback class. He could get pulled in the 3rd round on accident because it's a weak draft. So there's conversations about that. It's the rumor going around. So we'll see. Hopefully by the time everybody sees this, it's decided.
You want him back?
Oh yeah, I would love to have him back. His 2nd year in the system. I mean, I've been saying that. I feel like we're on the
Was he fully healthy?
No.
Yeah.
It'd be his 3rd.
Come to find out he wasn't. Like going into the game against Bama, BV basically said he's about 80%. He can grip the ball better now, but he's been in pain this entire time. So sucks. And he had a knee problem. Now he was cutting in that game, so he looked better, but yeah, if everything else doesn't come together, it doesn't work. But no, he looked like he did week 2 when we were excited about him in this game. This is the first time he's looked like that since then. So yeah.
Hey,
I'll take him back.
If he goes pro, AJ McCarron is coaching the Birmingham Stallions now. He could use a quarterback. So
it's
Hey,
one of those,
there you go.
If he goes pro, get ready to learn CFL.
Go learn UFL, buddy.
Mm.
But I think someone would throw a flyer at him in the 3rd or 4th round, and
Jets.
that would be not a good thing because the way the NFL does not develop quarterbacks, you're just kind of hoping that you get lucky.
we've got 5 schools left to give gifts to. The University of South Carolina is up next. They got a gift this week. Lenore Sellers announcing he's coming back next year. You guys like that?
Yeah, I'd give them a running back because Kendall Browse and Lenore Sellers is going to be a dangerous combo.
Be a good gift.
How about another? Don't they need another wide receiver? Is Nick Harbor back, or is he a junior?
He's a junior.
He might go pro though.
Wait, no, he should go pro in anything he wants to. The man is an Adonis.
Yeah.
Maybe not a Rocket Sanders, but maybe a Torpedo Sanders. They could find out there. Just some running back. Is that
There's going to be
South
plenty out
Carolina.
there in the portal.
How funny.
what?
I was laughing at your torpedo joke.
Okay, we'll move on.
That was good, Gordy.
We got 4 schools left. University of Tennessee. Anyone want to gift them anything?
The intelligence, actually, I would give them intelligence because they went to the college football playoff in Ohio, and when you're supposed to be warming up, they went out in 20-degree weather with their shirts off to prove they were tough.
Well, I've got one.
Yeah,
I've got one.
That's a good one.
Nico, I'm gonna leave you. Reportedly entering the portal. Let's give them Nico back. How funny would that be?
That would be
No,
actually.
I
quite
thought Nico
hysterical.
was going to resign.
No,
with
he signed.
UCLA.
He already resigned with
Oh,
UCLA.
dang.
He's back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he is.
That was a resign. That was a resign post, not a enter the portal post. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
okay.
all confusing now. I have absolutely no clue what a post is nowadays. I read it and still get confused. So yeah, he
It
resigned.
still would be
though.
funny if he
It
went
would be
back.
quite hilarious actually.
Oh,
Give
No
it back.
one's
They need a
worked
running
harder
back.
than Hayes Fawcett right now.
They need the NCAA to gift them another year for Joey Aguilar. We're still waiting on that decision.
Ooh, there's a good gift.
That is a good gift. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oklahoma
Oklahoma
could use
got
the
that-
gift of an extra year from Owen Heineke, our linebacker. That would be awesome.
Didn't they
too.
also get the kid from North Carolina, Faison, I believe?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
quarterback? They
Mhm.
want him to
Yeah.
jump in the middle.
He'll be a nice true freshman. I hate playing freshman quarterbacks. Right,
Yeah.
you start
We're
to
still-
recognize a lot of problems quickly. So give him a year, but I think he'll be fun. to
Ole Miss
watch.
is still waiting on an extra year from the NCAA from Trinidad.
There you go. There's another gift.
LSU is too. So it's going to be crazy.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, LSU's going to get a DJ Lagway. That's going to happen. That is
I think I'd rather have
absolutely
Trinidad than
going to
DJ.
happen.
I think
Same. I'd rather have Trinidad. I think Lagway ends up in the Big 12.
Lane is in love with DJ Lagway, and
So
has been.
LSU wants the guy who threw what 4 interceptions,
5.
5 interceptions on their field earlier this year.
Yeah.
Lane spent 6 minutes in his press conference earlier talking about how DJ Lagway was underdeveloped and would be an elite quarterback.
I think
He
likes
believes
Trinidad
he's the
more.
answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that screams like I can fix him.
That's exactly what it is. That's 100% what it is. And that's what that's the problem with the NFL draft too. They'll see quarterbacks with just traits and say, you know what? I don't care about your issues. I can fix you.
And that's a love letter to a guy serving a 15-year sentence. That's what that is. You're going to wait on him to get out. Then you're going to cure him of his kleptomania. And then everything's you're going to have 3 kids and a white picket fence and all that.
You think.
You know, Lane likes deep rooms. He might get Trinidad and Lagway. Maybe get some.
Hey, he's got Sam Levitt. Just go and get 7 of them.
Ashton Daniels. Get Ashton Daniels in there. Toss him in there too. Why not?
And Deuce Knight and.
All right.
Wait, where's Ashton Daniels going?
Yeah.
LSU. Add him to the list of quarterbacks that he would pick up.
I think they can do better. How about our friends over in Austin, Jay? Texas Longhorns. What do you want to give them this?
Lumps of coal. As much lumps as coal as you can possibly give them. I don't even want them to get fires to go with that coal. I want them to be cold with just lumps of coal. That's it. And a loss at the Cheez-It Bowl.
And a more intensive Heisman campaign for Arch Manning. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. I wish their field
I'm with you, Jay.
Was about a half a foot wider, and Vanderbilt would have been in the playoffs.
Oh my God. That's so
half a foot wider.
Don't take it personally. I mean, it's not like you're like dug in on this. So yeah.
No, I'm definitely not dug in. No.
I'm sure Vanderbilt will have another chance. It's fine.
Yeah, I gotta get him in while I can.
Hey, Texas has Will Muschamp coming, so that's going to be a gift in itself of just facial reactions.
Well, then how about we wish for him to have a swear jar? They'll make all kind of NIL money.
They're going to need to invest in some whiteboards because he's going to punch through them all at halftime. He's going to just new one each week.
It is sad seeing him, though, go from the guy who jumped up and down with the raging face to now the man who looks like a little old woman with his reading glasses on, looking at his playbook. He looks old. He looks old now.
It's like Jimbo Fisher with his readers and his Cheesecake Factory menu.
Yeah.
Using the phone light.
Yeah. He had like the magnifying glass to see what.
All right, 2 more fellas. Our friends over in College Station, Texas A&M, might be able to use some new. What do you call the milkmen? What are they called? The yell leaders? Maybe some new fresh
milkmen. You call them the milkmen?
That's what they look like. That's what they dress like. A guy who delivers milk, Zach, not anything else.
How about we send them some female cheerleaders? That'd be good.
How about you're in Texas, for goodness sake. I mean, it makes no sense. It's like, good gosh, there's like 50 million people in that state. And it's like, no. We got this. You know, you just sit over there.
Yeah. It's like they filled out like half of the cheerleading squad. They're like, we're good.
I like when on game day they're trying to teach everybody hey, and you do this and then you do that. And it's like, no one wants to be in your cult. Just keep that between you and your fan base. Don't teach us your cult moves.
They need some new material at the yell practice too. When they're
whoop.
When they're
their jokes need to get more risque or something. They got to cuss more. You know,
maybe they start calling themselves the milkmen. Like take Gordy's idea. I think that's step 1.
Corey,
they had their black uniform game, and they had the yell leaders in like their Johnny Cash milkman suit.
Oh gosh.
Corey, close us out here. Oh, by the way, maybe for Christmas we could get him Johnny Manziel to actually show up for game day. But
crazy.
Yeah.
Corey, close us out with a gift for Vandy.
Well, an 11th win would be a start. And then next year we'll get us some offensive linemen in the portal, and maybe let's just make Jared Curtis a baller. How about that?
Yeah, seriously, he's talking about 11th win. That would normally take Vandy 5 years.
Yeah,
cumulative. Yeah.
Cumulative,
and we're getting it in one. Vandy's
it's like, come on, it's like, wow, that's nuts.
Yeah. Eli,
who's your non-con next year, Corey?
It is Austin P, Delaware, and NC State.
Oh, NC State, that's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, Delaware too. Delaware they were pretty sporty.
When is NC State? When is that game? Because Jared Curtis is going to be the starter, right?
Yeah, it's the 3rd game.
Okay.
Is Pavia getting another year?
No, he didn't want another year. He's
Can
not
y'all name 2 players ever played at Delaware? I'm stuck
Joe
after
Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Didn't
Joe
Flacco,
and Joe Flacco.
Flacco, and then whoever
Flacco.
Flacco was throwing to there.
Yeah, one of his receivers. Yeah, you're right.
And whoever was blocking for Flacco. There you go. Boom. Just name 3.
Yeah, we're up to like 10 people. Yeah.
Bam.
Yay, we're in Delaware.
Locked on Blue Hens. Here we come.
Fellas, we will close things out in saying all I want for Christmas is for the playoff committee to put in the top 12 ranked teams, 1 through 12. We don't need to do conference winners. We don't need to do group of 5, highest ranked groups of 5. We don't need to do any of that crap. Notre Dame, we want to
5
be
your own tournament, guys. Let's just do it. Come on.
Yeah.
Give them
No
their
extra rules for Notre Dame. Just be in the top 12 and you get in, and that's how we should do it. But common
It
sense.
actually was worse for Ole Miss and for Oregon, if you ask me, because I'm telling you, the Oklahoma-Alabama thing, that had some juice. I mean, I know Ole Miss, the huge economic impact and all that, but how much better would it have been if, let's say, BYU had to go there or Notre Dame had to go? If Notre Dame had gone to Oxford this
Oh
weekend,
my God, that'd have been amazing.
holy hell. Can you imagine?
It would have been fantastic because the way it was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, they went absolutely nuts. It was by far the best environment that Ole Miss has ever had, and that was for Tulane. So, and also the joke was it was no lane versus Tulane. That was pretty funny.
That is not bad.
That's pretty good.
solid joke there.
Well,
Well
guys,
played. And they're in Louisiana. That makes it even better.
as we close things out on this holiday edition, want to remind you guys, if you're looking for something to give your friends this holiday season, you could give them the gift of the Everydayer Club. Thank you for making Locked On your first listen of the day, and thank you for making us the #1 sports podcast network out there. And if you haven't already, go check out our new Everydayer Club. LockedOnPodcast.com/Everydayer is where you can go to check us out and find your favorite show. And of course, remember, you can check out all of our shows: Zach Blackerby, Jay Smith, Corey Burton, Stephen Willis, Luke Robinson. I'm Chris Gordy. Happy holidays to you and yours. And as we go out, Luke Robinson will sing White Christmas for us. Talk to you guys later.
I'm dreaming a white Christmas.